day, my brothers and sisters in Christ, and welcome back for another installment of our Youth Ministry Reflection Series, hosted by me, Ante Rogic, Youth Minister at St. Pius X. I hope all of you are having a wonderful week, staying healthy, and enjoying these last bits of summer. As I was pondering as to what this week's video would address, it came to the conclusion that I would use Jesus' parable about the farmer who goes out to sow his seeds. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this parable, it goes like this. The parable is from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13. That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat by the lake. Such large crowds gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat in it, while all the people stood on the shore. Then he told them many things in parables, saying, A farmer went out to sow his seeds. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places, where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow, but when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered because they had no roots. Other seed fell amongst thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still, other seeds fell on good soil, where it produced a crop, 100, 60, or 30 times that what was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. What is the message that Jesus is trying to convey to the people? Now, we may all see this parable in different contexts, but I would like to share with you my idea. This parable really hits home for me because my career is all about growing plants and maintaining them to the highest level. You need to envision yourself as the seed and the environment you're growing in as the existing conditions. The first area where the seeds were sown was on the pathway, where birds came to eat up the seed as they did not have a good place to settle in. No soil was around to provide sufficient coverage. There was no room to hide or anywhere that offered protection to be able to grow. This is as though we as Catholics are put into situations in life where we have nobody to offer support. We are put in the firing line and succumb to the circumstances that surround us, whether they are negative people or negative situations. The birds represent all those in our lives that want to continuously take from us, whether it be our dignity, morale, or make us unsure and non-steadfast in our core Christian values. The good news here is that God will never put us in a situation where we can't find refuge in Him. He is always there for us, no matter if we fall on the walkway or not. The second area of sowing was on the rocky place, where there was not much soil, but plants sprang up quickly and then withered and died, because they did not have their root structure. The seed was short-lived. I know in my life these situations come and go with different interests or activities I come across. I get all gung-ho on something and then a few weeks later, I lose the fire, and this new and great thing has no more meaning to me. The same could be said with us as we try and practice our faith. It is simply not enough to go to Mass and pray. This is a short-lived and may get boring to some. You need to compound that with ministry and playing an active role in the community to really feel as though you are establishing a great root system and foundation for your faith. The third area that the seed was sown was amongst the thorns. The seeds sprang up but were choked by the weeds as they had no chance on survival. I look at this area as my everyday life. How many situations do I find myself in where I am surrounded by people that don't share my beliefs or are against me completely, as though they themselves are the thorns? A single plant will not block out the thorns, but if there are a multitude of them that spring up, the good will outweigh the bad and provide for a fruitful growing space. Don't let bad people and influences be the thorns in your spiritual garden. Lastly, the sower spread seed on good and fertile soil, which in turn produced a harvest that was numerous in quantity. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in a world where not everything around us is fertile soil. If it was fertile, all people would be able to grow in unity and happiness, and there would be no conflict. That would be too easy. God gives us the choice each moment of each and every day to make the right decisions. I feel that there is rich and fertile soil all around us. It is up to us to determine where we want to be sown. If we surround ourselves with a community of good seed and fertile soil, we in turn will produce a plentiful bounty. From all of us here at St. Pius X, I want to wish you all a great rest of your week. May the good Lord continue to shower you in His blessings. Please keep following us on all our social media platforms and be on the lookout for the upcoming fall schedule that will detail specific dates and events for ministry and service. If there are any questions, please feel free to email me. Keep remaining safe, and God bless you all.